Hey everybody, we're back. 4 Point Play podcast. I'm Casey,
And I'm Will.
and we have another episode here in store for you guys. We got a lot. We got a lot we planned, so we're excited to jump right into this. I think this before we start.
Yeah, we're just gonna be talking about the NBA mock draft, and we're gonna go a little bit
Yeah.
over the playoffs,
Prospects and all that
how
stuff.
they've
A
updated.
little bit of college ball in this episode today. But we'll link it to the NBA and just the prospects and future stuff. But before we get into that, let's just dive right in because we got so much to do. Right?
Yep.
We got a lot to cover. Per usual, we're just gonna just review the bracket real quick. See what's been happening. We
Yeah.
started our last episode. Were there any second round games played?
Yeah, I think it just started.
No,
I think
'cause
the Heat. Beat
We
the
were
Bucks.
waiting on the last series to end, right?
Oh, you're right.
It was like the Golden State
Yeah,
State
versus
Sacramento
Lakers.
series that had an end. Golden State obviously won that game pretty easily. If I remember pretty correctly.
Mhm.
Curry went off. Yeah, they played pretty well.
Yeah. And yeah,
So yeah, we have Miami versus New York. We have Philly versus Boston. Denver and the Suns, and then the Lakers play against Golden State. The score of the series is right up there, for you guys. But let's just briefly dive into
Yeah.
deep dive into the
Miami, they're impressing everyone. I don't think anyone really expected this.
Yeah,
No one expected an 8 seed to just come in, start winning games,
yeah,
beat the number 1 overall seed,
it's wild,
come in against
It's
New
wild.
York, start winning games. It's actually crazy.
and they are. I think they played their fourth game tonight. No, I can't remember. I can't remember when they do. But is Butler back?
I'm not completely sure.
Something like
He
that.
twisted his
I'll
ankle.
check.
Twist his
He,
ankle.
yeah, he got hurt in game one after having a crazy good performance per usual.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they don't have the hero still. Questionable. Okay. So
Not fully back, but
not fully back
we'll see.
yet, but
They definitely need him if they want to
they
keep
do need
winning
him.
games.
They do need him. Especially the next round.
Yeah.
They play two bigger, more defensive, physical teams. Both more physical than the Knicks are.
Yeah,
but
New York's not really known as a physical team. Like Julius Randle, good
Yeah.
good on offense, not really
They're
much
not.
on defense.
They're not that great defensively,
They're
really.
a pretty small team. to be
They are
honest.
they are small. They are small. I think, but the return of Butler. I think that Miami's got this series, but it all depends on the health because two of their better guys aren't 100%. So it's
Yeah.
tough to tell with them right now. But I still think the Heat will pull this out. I could see them in the next two
Yeah, definitely.
because they're in Miami for Game 4. They might not win that Game 5 at New York. But I think they'll have enough, like the 3-1. Then I think Miami will win this in five or six.
Yeah. Moving on, we got Philly versus Boston. Great series. We anticipated it's living up to the hype.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely. Embiid, he didn't play very well. First game he played, he was out game 1. Second game, Celtics really stopped him. Game 4, that just happened the other day. Embiid and Harden especially, he went off. Harden had like 42 or something.
I thought, yeah, jeez,
Harden had 42. Embiid, he played well as well.
34.
Celtics were struggling a little
Wow.
bit. They had to come back.
They were down by 10 near
Brought it
the
to
game.
overtime. They weren't playing particularly well, but now
The end.
they'll be back in Boston.
Yeah.
Future is bright for the Celtics.
Game 5. They're Tatum hasn't been playing the best.
Yeah, he got locked up. He was 0 for 8 in the first half.
Yeah, he's not the best Tatum we've seen.
Definitely.
Defensively, I was watching the game. Horford is like their chemistry defensively is crazy. It was only Harden and Embiid. Like everyone else got the ball, they weren't doing anything. So I think Celtics, we gotta just like focus on James Harden and double teaming.
It's hard for them.
He's obviously a great player, but
It's hard because both of those players, they can do whatever they want at any time. Like Harden can get any shot,
And he
Embiid
score.
can get any shot.
Exactly.
And Harden also, he's not just a scorer. He led the league in assists per game.
Playmaking,
which is crazy. Because you know what he can do when he averaged 37 a game back in Houston.
Yeah, and he's looking like the Houston
Arguably
himself.
a top 5 scorer of all time. in
Oh
his
yeah,
prime.
no, 100%.
Might be the best scoring season of all time.
Yeah, he put the ball in the hoop. He's looking like himself from a few years
Yeah.
back.
He's not known as a playoff performer, but he's really been showing up these past few games.
Yes, definitely. I mean, Embiid's been good. Harden's been the X factor right now.
I think so,
Otherwise, they would this wouldn't be.
yeah, they won a
series.
game without Embiid.
Yeah, this wouldn't be.
Harden carried them.
This would not be a series without Harden putting up the numbers he's putting up.
Definitely.
So, props to him. This could go either way.
Yeah.
Um,
Moving to Denver versus Phoenix. Phoenix came out with a slow start, but brought it back, tied the series. Yeah, they know what that offense can do. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, lethal scores.
yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be a tight one.
It's gonna be a tight one. That's gonna that like it's very similar to the Boston Philly series. Could go 7.
Definitely could go 7. Lakers versus Golden State. That's an interesting one. I like the Lakers. They've been playing really well, even without not without LeBron, but LeBron quote unquote underperforming.
Yeah.
They're still playing well. You know.
Yeah.
I like the Lakers. Very fun team to watch. Got a lot of players that are really, really fun to watch.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are. I like the Lakers better than Golden State too.
Yeah, I think the Lakers will win.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah. So
We're gonna move on to our NBA mock draft using this little website.
So we are both very big fans of college basketball. So this might be our favorite episode right here because this is gonna dive back into the college season. March Madness happened a little bit over a month ago. Just finished around a month ago. UConn won. Very very good team.
Great team.
They don't really have any crazy I mean they have Hawkins is pretty
Hawkins,
good.
that's no good.
Yeah, but
Clinton's
they don't
good.
have one of these top guys like.
Sanogo. He's one of the best.
No,
players in
but
the country.
he's not gonna really be. He was if you're talking about college basketball, yeah, 100%. He's one of the best players in the country. But in terms of NBA, because for the people like to preface, it doesn't your skill in college doesn't translate direct to the NBA. Like
NBA is very different than
size,
college.
shooting. Yeah, you can be like a massive guy,
Just take Luka
just
Garza.
dominating.
Luka Garza, easily the best player in college basketball for Iowa.
But then you throw him up against the Joel
Now he's a G League
Embiids.
player.
You throw him up against the Joel Embiids and these other crazy athletic guys.
If
who
you're
are
not
just
athletic
massive.
in the NBA, it's hard to be good and get a
Yeah, so this is why we see a ton of the top 3 guys on the screen here are all crazy athletes. It's why it translates. Athleticism is a huge
factor.
Very important. So it doesn't translate directly. Like Sanogo's UConn center is one of the best players in the country for college basketball, but we probably will not be seeing him today.
Also, keep in mind that we're going to be drafting these players based on what team they're coming on. Because, like, say like the Magic, they're not going to pick Brandon Miller. They have their guy. They could.
No,
they
I would say that.
That's a bad example, but like
a team like say the
76ers, they're not going to take a center. Like because they have Embiid, Nuggets,
Yeah.
same thing. They're not going to take a center.
It's about position needs.
Yeah, exactly.
Needs.
So
All right, let's
first
dive
team,
in. Pistons, awful team, horrendous.
yeah, but they have a ton of young players.
Yeah, they're young though. They're young.
Cade Cunningham,
Cade was hurt
I
all
like
year. This
is a no-brainer.
yeah.
Victor Wembanyama,
He's been
7'5" French prospect, can do it all.
He's been
Great
the most-
defensive player, can shoot the 3. I mean, it can be developed a little bit more, but it's a great foundation what he has. He's
defensively.
only concern is about his potential to get an injury.
Injuries. Yeah,
But
he's just
we've never seen a player like him
he's
before.
7'5" and moves like a point guard. Like
Exactly.
It's crazy.
We've never seen a player like him before, so
He's one of the most
it's
hyped up guys.
it is also a risk at the same time because you have no idea what's going to happen. Like he could be great, but he could also be
it's
out
a
of the league
risk.
in like 2 years.
It's a risk worth taking for
Definitely.
the Pistons because they already get so much talent.
They
talent.
got a lot of players around him, so
Yeah.
that's why the Pistons are going to
Played in
draft Victor
France.
Wembanyama.
Yeah, he's going there.
There we go. Next, we get the Houston Rockets.
The
This is
NBA
interesting.
lottery hasn't came out yet, right?
No, this
Not
is just
yet.
going in order of
The worst record,
teams.
The worst records.
Now we got the Rockets. Now the Rockets, they picked Jabari Smith. He didn't really work out.
Yeah,
I mean, he's good. He's got a lot of talent.
I would
This
say
is
he
their
didn't work
roster.
out.
He's still young.
Underwhelming year.
Is he 19? He might still be 19.
Yeah, no, he is. Underwhelming year for him, but
As a top 3 pick.
yeah,
You'd expect more from him.
he could still be good. He still obviously has
Not what you wanna see
a lot of
from a-
talent there.
Prince Sengun, I love him. He's very
Yeah,
very,
no,
very
this team,
underrated.
all these teams got
Great
a lot of young
passer.
guys. Jalen Green, Kevin Porter, good young team.
definitely. A lot of scorers, but Jalen Green, a lot of problems about him. Ball dominant, doesn't
very
really pass
inefficient.
very much. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they take another guard. I mean, they gotta take the best player available. I think. Like, do they
And do you
take a
think-
Brandon Miller? Or
Do you think Brandon Miller's the best player available? It says on here.
It's very close between Scoot
I
Henderson
think
and
Scoot
Brandon Miller.
Henderson is.
Yeah.
personally,
It's kind of a guy
No.
they need. They don't have a point guard. What I'm looking
that's
at
what I
this
mean.
list,
They don't.
they don't have a great point guard. So I'm gonna say that
I'd say
Scoot
Scoot.
Henderson is gonna go number 2, just because they need a point guard. Like they looking at this list, no point guards, no point guards.
Yeah,
That's why Scoot's gonna go number 2 to the Rockets.
yeah. He's been in the NBA Ignite League.
Yeah, G Ignite.
He's awesome. I mean, I've watched him before. I'm so impressed by him. I think he's the easy second best player on here.
Yeah, Brandon Miller. I think he could go to the Spurs.
Spurs are terrible.
They're very bad. Like looking at their roster, they got
We're
Keldon
talking about this.
Johnson.
Keldon Johnson somehow averaging 23 points per game. It's unreal. Good
Yeah.
player, but like he should not be. I should not be putting up those numbers.
Exactly. They got a good young core. Jeremy Sohan from Baylor. Keldon Johnson, good scorer.
So do you think the top?
They got some pieces. Not I wouldn't say like pieces, but they got some players. Like Trey Jones is pretty good. Like he's all right. But they need any help they can get.
Do you
I
think-
think they take best player available
do
here.
you think the top three are like an easy?
I would say so.
Really? Okay. Because I like Amen Thompson, but I think Brandon Miller is probably a better player. He was so
Yeah.
good. Alabama. No, I mean they were a top 25.
Easily the best freshman in the
Yeah,
country.
and he was like a leader on that team too.
Definitely. He had some problems, but
Yeah, there was all the
off the
controversy and
court,
stuff,
off the
which
court
was
problems.
it's tough because like that is a red flag if you're an NBA draft.
Yeah.
If you're like a GM or a draft guy, but like Alabama was so good and it was so rooted through him.
Definitely, he was easily the best player.
I think Brandon Miller. And I think the Spurs don't have any position needs. I don't think
They
have.
don't. They
don't
need,
really have
they need-
anyone,
They need
so-
a star.
They need somebody, and
They need
I
their
think
star, and I think Brandon Miller will
highest
be their
potential
star.
best player here is
Definitely.
you got to go with Brandon
Yeah,
Miller.
he just does it all.
Yeah, he does.
Like, he's still 19 years old. It's a great sign.
Yeah.
Here we go. Now we got
Got the Hornets.
the Hornets. This is
They were awful.
this is a dumpster fire. To
Yeah.
be quite frank.
Because we don't know what Lamelo's gonna do.
LaMelo. We
He's-
don't know what Miles Bridges is gonna do. Is he still in jail? We don't know.
Yeah, no, didn't they say he was like?
He got arrested.
Yeah.
Don't know really what happened, but
So I
they
would
need
really-
talent. Like Book Knight, he's been underperforming. He's been in the G League as like
Yeah,
as a
they-
lottery pick 2 years ago.
Raj-
Mark Williams, he's got a lot of potential. I liked him on Duke.
Yeah, he was
He's
good.
a big, good defender.
Still nowhere near where he still got a lot to prove, but yeah, Hayward's.
This team needs talent, and they need a bigger guy.
they
to
need,
fill
they
this.
need youth.
I would did it.
So
This is hard.
the thing is, they already have the guards. Lamelo's on an expiring deal, so it depends on what they think he's gonna do with that. But they're not gonna want to draft a guy who's just gonna take Lamelo's spot, and they already have Rozier too. Not that they really.
I'm thinking they take Jarris Walker. Like there's a chance they could take Jarris Walker, but also I could see Cam Whitmore sliding up.
Yeah, no, he was a
Like,
Whitworth was Nova was obviously very underwhelming this year. Whitworth missed half the year, but there's something scouts see about him. He's very explosive, can score at ease. I've seen him play. He was one of the best pure freshman scorers I've seen last year. I didn't see many Nova games because they weren't that good.
Yeah. Yeah, he can play.
Coming off a bounce back year with Jay Wright leaving and their head coach, and then losing a lot of talent last year.
A lot of draft.
Justin Moore got hurt.
Yeah.
Lost
a lot of guys.
Yeah, they had what's his name? Gillespie left. Their point guard. Obviously their
Jermaine Samuels.
Samuel's gone.
Franklin,
yeah,
yeah.
Franklin. Yeah. Two of their top guys were hurt. One being Cam Whitworth. So they weren't a huge. They weren't very focused this year, but I could see that. I think
They need a bigger guy, but like
it really. I think
it's weird because Amen Thompson's like listed as
He's
a point
so
guard.
good.
He's listed as a point guard. I don't know if is he a
personally,
pure point guard.
no, he is. He's a point guard. He's just a tall point guard.
Yeah, I think they need.
Hornets are a weird team here.
He could play a different position. Like he doesn't have to specifically play point guard. LaMelo doesn't either. Like LaMelo's like big enough that he could play the three.
That's true.
I think
I think Amen Thompson
I
is
think-
the best player here by a
like
mile.
Azar Thompson's similar, but
Amen's better than
Amen
Azar.
Thompson's
Yeah,
better.
Amen's better. Yeah,
Just a little.
I agree with that. I personally thought that I've always liked Amen Thompson in top 3, but ahead of Brandon Miller. But then Brandon Miller's obviously his breakout year. For Baylor. So.
Here we go. We got the Trailblazers. Trailblazers. They need to give I mean, they need to give
Damn.
Dame some help. They got nothing really.
Yeah.
They need another scorer. Star Thompson does that.
Probably they.
Jarris Walker's not really a scorer. He's a good defender.
Defender.
Sentinel piece that you just keep in the keep in the block. You can shoot a little bit, but Asar Thompson's gonna be their guy. I think.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a scorer.
100%.
He can do it all.
They've got all the other positions really.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeremy
They
Grant.
just need an
Who's
athletic.
their center again? Nurkic is still there.
Nurkic is still there. Yeah.
So they got their guys, but they got their front court. So
Here we go. Now we got the Magic.
interesting. These teams are all so young.
I know.
A ton of guys who have potential, but they have not like.
What this
crazy.
team needs,
They need a big guy, right?
they do need a big. I'd say.
Problem is, this is not a very big.
Jonathan Isaac, like he
No,
never plays.
Yeah, he's not.
He I don't think he's played a game since the bubble.
I wouldn't. No, he played a few games this year, but then he got hurt again.
Yeah, it's you
He's
can't
not like more than a month.
definitely. The FSU players do. They don't.
Yeah, I know.
They don't always work out.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm thinking they go with someone like Taylor Hendricks, someone like that, bigger guy.
But the thing
He's
is,
a little skinny.
So they have. How tall's Paula?
Paula's around 6'10".
He can't play
6'10".
center, right?
He can't really play center because he's more of like a
Ball
like
dominant.
I don't see him playing like an Embiid type of role. Like Embiid is like the only guy that does that in the NBA. Plays offense and gets back on defense and is like 7'1" and like 270 pounds. Like there's no one like that.
An interesting pick here would be, because they have Wagner.
They got good scores.
Do they have like a shooting guard, small forward type player?
They don't have like any snipers. Like
Which
that's
is,
why I'm thinking
I'm like
Grady Dick.
That's why I was looking at Grady Dick.
Grady Dick, one of the
'Cause they
best
don't have any
shooters in college.
four spacers here.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see that.
There's no really. They don't have a
Yeah,
guy
give
they
me
can
Grady
rely
Dick.
on.
I mean, there's no good enough center here to take.
And like the best player available is Jarris Walker. I mean, that's what this app has.
You know, guys Cam Whitmore. They could use a small forward.
They could, but they got a lot of those. To be
But
honest,
they probably do want some spacing here.
I would say so. And
Yeah, I'll take Grady Dick.
Grady Dick.
He was,
I think
he was
that's
a,
a good.
he was a bucket. For
One of the
Kansas.
best shooters in the country
Yeah.
last year. Best freshman shooter, I'd say.
Yeah, he's low key athletic too.
He is athletic.
He's
That's
got a nice
sneak-
dunk
Yeah,
package.
definitely. Pacers. They need all the help they can get.
For real.
They need a score. I mean, they got what's his name?
Obviously,
Halliburton.
Halliburton.
Halliburton. He's a good scorer, but it's just that
Buddy Hield and Turner are right.
this team is
not enough to
that
get
great.
them to get them where they want to be.
Yeah, this team is not that great.
Um,
That's why I'm thinking they take Cam Whitmore as a pure scorer. They don't have anyone like that.
yeah,
to be honest.
I do like Nick Smith too,
Nick Smith is a good
but
player.
they already got their point guard.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Jordan Hawkins is this high.
No, he's so good.
I know he's great,
so good.
but still.
Like that's what March Madness plays a role.
Jalen Hood-Schifino's that high? He shouldn't be that high.
Yeah,
I don't like that. There should be like
Keontae George.
Kobe Buffkin's high. Wow. All right, that's besides the point. I think they take Cam Whitmore personally. They need a small forward that can score the ball. They don't really have that at all right now.
Yeah.
Looking at their roster, they got no one, no like slasher / shooter. Like they
real.
got no pure scorer, shot creator, anything like that. So
Yeah.
I think it's an obvious choice to take Cam Whitmore. If Cam Whitmore falls to 7, I think.
Because
they'd be happy
their other
taking that.
guards, like their other guard, they have guards like Matherin and like Hield, but Hield's obviously not there to stay.
This has the Wizards taking another pick. They got the first pick, right?
No,
Who got the first pick?
Pistons.
Oh, Pistons. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Wizards.
Wizards.
Yeah, Pistons. This team.
I think the
has
Wizards can
potential.
never get any picks right.
Exactly.
what I'm
Last year,
saying?
Johnny Davis.
And they had the European, what's his name?
Denny.
Avdija.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Neither
his
of them
name.
panned out really well.
Well, Johnny Davis is the most underwhelming
Oh.
player in the lottery.
He was a monster in college.
He was great in college, but
Propelled Wisconsin.
definitely.
They came out of nowhere that year, but yeah, I think.
Yeah, they got some players like they got Bradley Beal. Kuzma's great. I mean, not great, but he's good. Porzingis is pretty good.
He's actually pretty good. Porzingis has been surprisingly available too.
Yeah, he's been good. Corey Kispert.
But they're not a deep team at all.
Corey Kispert's a shooter. I think they take best player available here. They don't really have much
They have
defense.
guard
Like
though.
I mean, kinda. Daniel Gafford's like not bad. Like he's pretty good.
In my opinion, the best available player is Nick Smith.
I would say so too, just by the scoring aspect.
Like,
But Bradley Beal, I don't think he's gonna leave. He's been on the team for 10 years. I don't think
Yeah.
he's gonna leave. You'll always have him as an option for a scorer. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna take a pure scorer like Nick Smith. Like Nick Smith, that's kind of like what he does. Like that's like the only thing he can really do.
Yeah.
He's very skinny. Not, yeah, 6'5", 180. He's not very
That's
big.
crazy.
I don't know. Jarris Walker, he's a great defender. He can stretch the floor. Little undersized. Like you saw him in college.
That's they do.
He-
they really don't have defense.
They don't have any defense, and I think Jarris Walker can provide them that.
Yeah.
But although he is a little undersized for the NBA, but he can play like a Draymond Green type of player. But like,
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like
as well as being a shooter,
he's an athlete, right?
he's a great athlete.
Yeah.
He's also he is NBA ready size.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Look at this. 6'7", 233.
Big guy.
He is big, very big. He also looks bigger than he is.
No, yeah,
he looks
yeah,
bigger than 6'7", to be honest.
Yeah, Houston was a fun team to watch this year, and he was a spark plug on
Yeah.
that team for sure.
You think?
Did he start?
Yeah, he did. You
Yeah,
think?
he started on the number 2 team in the country, the number 1 for most of the year.
Yeah. Do you think?
Yeah, I agree
Just
with that. I agree with
Jarris
that.
Walker.
That does help because their defense is awful.
Yeah, definitely.
Porzingis is not really a mobile guy.
For the 8th pick.
Decent rim protector, but not really mobile. Bradley Beal's obviously is not their greatest defender.
Underwhelming score, but there's a reason for that because Houston and Marcus Sasser, they got a lot of ball dominant players.
Yeah, I mean,
And as a freshman, 11 points is not that bad.
yeah, exactly. It's not.
Now we got the Jazz. Jazz, they got a lot of pieces, really. Like they got a lot of people. Jordan Clarkson, great scorer. THT, he stepped up. I feel like THT stepped up
They really do, yeah.
towards the end of the season.
They really
Ochai Agbaji, good draft pick from last year. Kansas led Kansas. He could turn into something good. He's
He could, no, he could.
athletic. He can also shoot.
I could see him
Pretty
becoming a guy,
Good defender.
a good defender. He's coming off the bench.
Definitely. They got some pieces. Walker Kessler, underrated.
one of the
Very,
best
very good
rookies.
defender. Chris Dunn stepped it up. He
Really?
came back to the NBA. Yeah, he came back to the NBA and played very, very well for the Jazz in the
Really? I
last
didn't even-
10 games.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I've not been keep following with the Jazz. But
Yeah, Chris Dunn.
interesting.
Yeah, he actually. Oh, don't want that. Yeah, that's for the time he played, but
Oh wow, it's not bad at all.
not bad. Yeah. So I don't know who they were gonna take.
I mean,
here.
Lauri Markkinen.
Lauri Markkinen's their star
Sexton,
player.
Yeah.
They could use another scorer. Like they
I-
got
I did-
Markkinen, and that's why I feel like Nick Smith is their guy for this pick at least. Or like I could see them taking like a Jordan
How did
Hawkins.
Sexton do this year?
Let's check it out. It's serviceable. Like it's
He
pretty
dropped
good.
down a lot.
He was definitely way better on the Cavs. Like before Darius Garland, he was the guy on that team.
He was.
Yeah.
Um,
I think they take Nick Smith personally. Like they need a scorer. Like they got Jordan Clarkson, but he only does so much. I think Nick Smith can propel them.
can you check out Taylor Hendricks stats?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I don't know why it doesn't show.
It doesn't show.
I don't think it shows his stats. I don't know why. It'll show them when you pick them, but that's about it. Oh, there we go. It shows like this. Oh, never mind. Not for him, apparently. All right.
Okay.
Taylor Hendricks is interesting. He's a little small. Like
he
he's
is.
6'9".
They have Markkinen. The only thing I don't like, I know Hendricks plays amazing defense. And I don't see much defense on this roster.
Yeah, Markkinen, he's not known for his defense. It wouldn't be a bad selection. I mean, Walker Kessler, he's a very good defender.
He is a good defender.
Chris Dunn also, he used to lead the league in steals. I don't know if you remember that back in the day. Like
Could you imagine if you had
2018.
Taylor Hendricks and
Walker Kessler.
Walker Kessler off the bench, but like
Walker
Markkinen-
Kessler, he might have gotten some minutes starting this year.
He 100% did. If you draft Hendricks, though, he's not. Actually, I guess he would start. I don't know. It's just tough. I'm in between Hendricks and Smith. I do like Smith though because he's so good at scoring the ball.
Mm-hmm. In the time he did play, like he was hurt. Injuries are a concern for him though. That's why he's not higher.
He was hurt.
He did not play very many games, but when he did,
He was
played well.
like the best freshman going to last
He
year.
was number one freshman.
Um,
Yeah.
I'll take Smith in my
Okay.
opinion.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Mavericks. This is interesting. I think they take another rotation piece personally.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to take another ball dominant guy because they got Luka and Kyrie. I think there's a clear selection. I think it's Taylor Hendricks.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
You know, they just need another guy, play defense,
Yeah.
stretch the floor. You know,
Definitely.
they need another. I mean, do they need another big? It could help.
It would help.
He's not like a pure big. Like he's not like a Dwight Powell type guy. Like
Yeah.
Dwight Powell does not like stretch the floor like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
I agree
Taylor
with this.
Hendricks. Here we go. Magic again. They have the Bulls trading with the Magic to get another piece. This is crazy because who did we pick
Who
for
do we
them?
take?
We picked. Can we see? We took Grady Dick.
Great dick. So we.
Like someone like Jet Howard. I don't think he'd drop that low.
No.
Like he's a good player. Like he's big. It's also a guard.
There's so many guards.
These are a lot of
I
guards.
don't know. I don't even know if they would take a guard.
I don't think they would
After
take
taking
guard.
Great Dick, I don't think I personally think this is a pick they'd probably trade away.
I think they would trade this pick.
Um,
We could
But-
do that.
we,
We could. That's a little boring though.
yeah, no, it's not
That's
trade.
pretty
It's not.
boring.
It's not trade picks because like, I don't know. But if we are the manager,
We are trading. I'm gonna
why
trade that
why
pick as
but
well.
why are they? They're
They-
still not gonna take a guard with us. Who are the best available big guys?
I mean,
like,
Jet Howard, if you classify him as big. Noah Clowney.
Sense
I
ball's
don't.
pretty
I don't
good.
think he's gonna go that. Noah Clowney, like really?
No.
Did he even like play that much?
No, yeah, no. Clown was a big.
Derek
piece for the team.
Lively, he was like not very I think he was good for what he did, but you know, he's very hyped out. He was the number one prospect for I don't
Yeah.
know, like a year, and then he fell down a little bit, but yeah. It's interesting. Chris Murray, like I don't see them taking like they got Chris Murray. They're not gonna take Chris Murray, like they got Franz Wagner.
They wouldn't.
It's interesting. Gregory Jackson. So Gigi Jackson. It's funny.
Is 20? I think 28's low for him.
Jaime Hawkins, number 32.
Oh no, yeah. Well, he's NBA ready.
You think so?
Yeah, he can shoot the ball.
But like he's 6'6", and like he's a post player.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know. He's pretty.
Trace Jackson Davis. You think he'll get drafted?
No, that's a little high.
Dylan Mitchell, isn't he coming back to Texas?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. I don't know what they do. Could we trade it? Is that boring?
And that's boring.
Probably.
That's boring. I guess I'm taking if I
Do
don't
they take best player available?
Awful
Do they
pick.
take another guard? Like they could take a good sized guard like Anthony Black. Like
give him like I think they should. I mean their point guards aren't amazing.
they're not amazing, but they can turn to be good. Like Jalen Suggs, he's good. Like he's very very serviceable. Like check these stats out. Oh wait, no, never mind.
He's not like a.
I feel like he was better than that.
he
I
really
don't know,
hasn't
that just
been
seems
that good.
weird.
I think they just.
Cole Anthony, like he can.
I think they
They're
take
serviceable.
Keontae George.
I think they need that guy on their team. I mean,
Yeah.
Paulo is that guy, but like they need a guard that can do it all.
Keontae George of Baylor is a really interesting player here because
Great scorer.
he was really good.
Great scorer. He's also very athletic.
Yeah.
I don't know about his defense. That might be a question, but
I think
he also did get hurt.
Yeah,
I don't know how bad that injury was and like how like
it wasn't that bad. He was out for a few weeks. I think.
yeah.
I would take Keontae here.
I think that's a
Do
good
I
pick.
think they have to keep this pick? No, but
Yeah, if they had to pick, then
Yeah.
Keontae George is their pick. You know, great scorer. I don't know if he can. I don't know. It's just a interesting pick.
ooh, something most efficient player.
No, definitely not.
Not very efficient, but it's fine. He's so talented.
Yes. OKC. This is very interesting because OKC, if they draft well, they're a title contender
They
in
are.
the next year or two.
They are.
You know, Chet, like,
Check him back.
is a fun team.
Shay's obviously had the monster he's had,
This team is a title contender in a year if they draft
Ah.
correctly this year.
but like they don't really. I mean,
I'm thinking Jordan Hawkins.
yeah, I like Hawkins.
I like Hawkins. They need a shooter. They don't have a pure shooter. Like
Hawkins'
Shay's a good
shooting
shooter.
ability is unreal.
I feel like every time I see him shoot the ball, it goes in. I swear.
No,
When
literally.
I was watching him in person, whenever
Well-
he shot, that it just went in.
The way UConn plays, I saw this video. The way UConn plays, they play through Hawkins. Like he's their guy.
Yeah,
I know they have Sanogo obviously.
Screens
Yeah, the
up at
screens
top
are
for
the
him.
screens are all set for him. He's like
Exactly.
the guy. He's always off his off ball movement's unbelievable. He's always moving.
Definitely,
I think he's a good defender too.
he's serviceable. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I think Hawkins is the perfect pick.
I can see Hawkins sliding on. He's a guy. I could
Like
see
I was
sliding on.
thinking before we did this mock draft, like I was thinking that if Grady Dick could fall down to OKC, that'd be a great pick for them because he's just what they need. He's very similar to Jordan Hawkins. Jordan Hawkins, I think he's a little more talented.
Yeah, I think so
He's
too.
more talented of a scorer, but Grady Dick's probably a better shooter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Hawkins.
definitely. Any team would be happy to get Anthony Black at this point. Like a team like this. Like this
Yeah.
is interesting. Like the Raptors, they're so mid.
Is it time to move
The
on
Raptors
from,
are
yeah.
so mid.
Is it time to move on from the Van Fleet?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, is he that guy?
Do you need him?
Like Van Fleet, I feel like he's just empty
Siakam's like 26, 27 right now, probably.
Yeah, I feel like Van Fleet's just empty stats at this point.
Yeah.
He's kind of just we
Literally.
had him on a tier list.
He is.
No,
Yeah.
that's weird.
He just kind of scores the ball and does what he does.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who do they need?
I would
they
take
got
someone off pure potential.
Yeah. I think who has the best potential in this? You could argue Jet Howard.
I do like Jet Howard.
I do like. I don't think he's realistically going to go that high. I really
You
don't
don't like
think so.
Hood-Schifino? I think Hood-Schifino's a very good player.
I think he's really, really good, but I just think there are players better than him. Like I don't think he should be this high.
I don't think they're gonna take Black.
I wouldn't be so surprised if they took like Chris Murray.
That's
or something
crazy.
Like
That's
that.
actually a good. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, Chris Murray.
I really like that.
Like he's kind of similar to Scotty Barnes. Plays defense a little bit.
I don't think Scotty Barnes is that good personally, but
he's alright.
Yeah,
He's alright. Chris Murray's a great scorer.
I like the Chris Murray pick here. I do.
Great scorer.
He could put the ball in the hoop. I like it. I say we pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think he'll be way higher than that.
Yeah,
He should not be at 25.
Exactly. I agree.
He should be like top 15. He should be above Jet Howard.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree. His brother Keegan Murray.
Very
good.
He played very well.
They're identical players. I mean, Keegan's obviously a better player, but
no, this with a good pick here for the Pelicans, they could be doing some damage in the playoffs. Just it all depends on Zion's health.
Yeah,
they got a ton of pieces.
You're building around Zion.
Of pieces.
Do they have a point guard here?
They do. Jose Alvarado's pretty serviceable. CJ McCollum can.
They're probably looking.
They're
probably taking,
I would think they're gonna look at a point guard here.
I think Hood-Schifino probably.
You think Hood-Schifino over Anthony Black?
Yeah.
Anthony Black's got bigger. He's bigger.
He's not really a point guard though. They need like a.
I mean,
a guy who
I would argue he's a combo guard. He's not like a pure.
He is,
guard.
but they also or Casey Wallace. I think Casey Wallace is very overrated, but
I think he is too, just because he's on Kentucky.
They need a guy. I feel like Anthony Black they need a guy who's a point guard.
I don't know if Hood-Schifino's gonna go this high.
I do. Hood-Schifino's so good. I don't know why you don't think he's like
I like him as a player.
I totally think Hood-Schifino could go this high.
What about Gigi Jackson?
Yeah, I feel like he's low, but he's also
he's not like a power. I would not classify him as a power forward.
I don't think he fits the.
He doesn't play like that.
I don't think he fits the Pelicans' eights though.
I would. Yeah, he doesn't.
They have Ingram and Zion. They don't really need a guy like that.
They need a distributor. They need someone that can be unselfish. I think Anthony Black is that guy. Like Anthony Black is unselfish, but he can't score the ball when
I think he's just another Zion. I mean, another CJ McCollum.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think he really plays like him.
He doesn't, but
he's a good sized guard. Can definitely play.
It's tough.
It's either between Anthony Black and Hood-Schifino, but yeah, if you like Hood-Schifino, then we can go with that. But good player for Indiana. Saw a lot of minutes in March Madness.
What's Black's stats? I want to just see the assists. I feel like he's just another scorer, and that's all. That's the Pelicans. What about Casey Wallace? Casey Wallace plays defense.
Yeah, you're right. He does. He could be.
I might pick Casey Wallace, honestly.
He's a decent height for a point guard. Like that's an average height.
Yeah, and he's
that's kind of what they need.
Better playmaker than the other two, I think.
Yeah,
and he's defense. That's the Pelicans have struggled so many years because of not having defense.
Definitely. Well, their main struggle is just not having Zion able to play.
But even before that, with the Anthony Davis team.
Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins, I totally forgot that happened.
Yeah,
that was the weirdest point.
It was the defense that didn't do it that caused them not to do it. I think we pull the trigger with Case, and it's tough though.
It is tough.
If you want to go Anthony Black, we can do that.
I think we go Case and Wallace. I think you're right.
All right, cool.
We got our first 15.
Cool. All right, here we got the Hawks at pick 15.
Yep.
Good team.
Just out of the lottery.
Yeah, they just made the playoffs.
Well, it's interesting. They don't need any guards. Definitely don't need any guards. DeAndre Hunter stepped up. I did not know he's making $20 million a year.
Yeah, he is.
That is interesting.
Good player though.
Very good player. I don't think they take a guard. I think they take someone bigger.
Yeah, I do. I
think maybe like a Bryce Sensabaugh. Like that wouldn't be.
Sensabaugh's a good player.
Completely out of the. I could see. I mean.
I was actually Watching
think-
Ohio State in the Big Ten tournament was good. They were a good team.
Yeah, like maybe someone like Noah Clowney or Derek Lively, because like John Collins might be gone. It's always it's
honestly-
always a question. Like, is John Collins gonna leave? every
Yeah, let's go
single year?
Lively. Let's go Lively.
I think Lively's a good pick. He
He stepped up.
plays a lot of
defensively.
defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we got the.
We got the Jazz. They switch with Minnesota.
Who we take from them? Nick Smith. So they're probably taking
I think they take a defensive.
defensive guy. Sensabaugh's a good defender.
He could. Sensabaugh is not bad. They do need a small forward. They don't really have any. Rudy Gay,
Ohio
he's
State,
very old.
I watched him and I watched Sensabaugh play towards the end of the season when they were heating up before he got hurt, and he can really do everything. He can score the ball. He can play defensively too. Good defense too.
I think he's a good pick. We hit the Lakers.
Lakers.
I think. I mean, always like the meme. The Lakers need a center. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
they do.
about? I mean, yeah,
Sorta.
they still do. Like they don't have him. They don't have anyone for that. Who's the best center available? Or just like bigger guy. Like maybe they trade.
James Najee.
I don't really know much about
Yeah, I
him.
don't really know too much about him.
I don't know much about him. Could be good. A little small. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's all right. I mean, yeah, I don't know too much about him from Nigeria.
Leonard Miller, I've heard about him. He's a good defender. He's big. He's a big small forward.
That
too.
is a big small forward.
Ooh.
Interesting build. Noah Clowney.
Clowney's a center, and I don't think they're gonna take a guy like Trevino or Anthony Black. Who can
I don't see
score.
him taking a guard. Like they got D'Lo.
Yeah, I think Clowney didn't score that much on Bama, but he was a big player defensively for their team.
Yeah, he could evolve.
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. You know, it's interesting. I don't really know much about Ryan Rupert.
I've heard. Oh yeah, he's a good player. I've heard about him.
Just another
No, I know he's
another French guy.
Yeah, he's good.
Pretty-
He's good.
skinny. Yeah. The Heat.
The Heat.
I think they take a point guard. You know, Kyle Lowry, he's washed, to say the least.
He is.
He's washed. Or do they take a shooter? Like, they got shooters. They got Tyler
They
Hero.
do.
Duncan Robinson doesn't play. I think they take a point guard. I think Hochefino's the right pick for them.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
Indiana was good this year. He helped him out.
Warriors. This is interesting. The Warriors. What do they need? They need bigs. Like, Kevon Looney's been good. Like, he does his role. Like, I don't really
does.
know who they need. Like, they could take a guard. Like, they could take a this is not like the Warriors, but like take a bigger guard.
A backup kind of.
Take like a bigger
I
guard.
mean, who knows how long Klay Thompson's gonna stay? I mean, he's.
You don't know about him. You don't know about Jordan Poole. If Jordan
If
Poole
Poole
wants,
does- if
if
Poole
Jordan
does
Poole
him.
wants to leave and get a bigger contract
Get
or something
money.
like that. I mean, he has a big contract already, but
Klay
if he
Thompson's
wants to be
good.
that guy on another team, that's what I mean. It's interesting. Jet Howard, I could see him being drafted. Like, we got a lot of other players. We still got Sasser on the board, Brandon Podziemski.
He's good.
Yeah, definitely.
Jalen Wilson.
Yeah, I don't see any of these guys going. this
Yeah,
high.
I probably would go back up.
Zach Edey.
Um,
I'm surprised Anthony Black hasn't gotten picked yet. So
Yeah.
I think they take
you
the
might
best
as well.
player
Yeah, I
available.
feel like it's kind of at this point you gotta take him.
Yeah. Back with the Rockets. I don't know what they do. We already took a point guard. We
Yeah.
already took Scoot Henderson. Could you take another one? Could you take another guard like Dariq Whitehead? He's got a lot of potential. Bigger guard, ton of potential, great shooter.
Yeah.
He's also a great size. Look at this. This is
They
what
already
this
got-
is the best part about him. He's great size.
Yeah.
6'7", 200, basically.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think Dariq Whitehead, like, you know, he was the number one prospect
Yeah.
coming out of high school at the end, but he had kind of disappointing. He was kind
He
of
was
hurt at the
just-
start
yeah,
of
a
the
little
year.
disappointing.
I
think that's
think he
fine.
bounced back.
Yeah, that's a good take.
Yeah. Next, we got the Nets.
That's they need a lot.
They do need a lot, but they got Mikal Bridges. Like, he's their best player, definitely. Just need
I
pieces
think
that go
I think
around
this
him.
is probably Jet Howard here.
Yeah, I mean, did they go with another good sized guard?
Ben Simmons is back in the Nets.
I don't know if he really plays. Did he even play?
No, he doesn't.
He's getting paid $37 million.
Yeah,
38,
he doesn't
basically
really.
$38 million.
I take Jet.
Okay, I can see that. Next, we have the the Nets again. What do they do? I think they traded the other one. Yeah, the Nets back-to-back picks. They took a shooter. Who's a good shooter? Like GG Jackson.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the clear pick.
100%.
He's only 18.
Yeah, he should be.
He should be a senior in high school right now, but he
Yeah.
reclassed. So great player.
So good.
And he's young, so he could be higher. Honestly, I kind of forgot.
Oh
about
no,
him
he
on
should
this
be higher
list.
in my opinion.
I kind of forgot him. It kind of threw me off when I said Gregory Jackson.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about Colby Jones. Do you
Colby
know?
Jones. I watched the Xavier
junior.
Providence game. He had like 30 points. He's really good.
The junior, which is
He's good. He's a good player.
okay.
He's very big too.
So
Who's this?
the Trailblazers.
Trailblazers.
Took Thompson. I just want to say this draft is really stacked.
Yeah, it is really
There's
good.
a lot of players. Like I said that last year. That draft really didn't live up to the hype that I thought. Like I mean, it's only been a year, but
Yeah.
still.
I think they probably go with.
I don't know much about Ryan Rupert.
I'd take Miller.
Leonard Miller.
I know he's a
don't know what he
defender. I know he's a
does.
defender.
I'm not too familiar with him. Defender, yeah,
He's got potential too.
sure.
I'd say take him.
Athleticism, rebounding.
Yeah. That's what
I feel like that's similar to Jeremy Grant.
it is. But do they need Jeremy Grant?
Yeah, he's on a big contract.
Yeah. Do they need him? No.
And he's an unrestricted free agent. So
Yeah. No. Yeah.
maybe he'll take his place. So we'll go with Leonard Miller from Canada. The Kings coming off a great season. They made the playoffs. Let's see. Kings, they got a lot of guards.
They do.
Keegan Murray, great player. Like, look at this.
Yeah, he's really good.
Perfect. He fit the role he
I think
needed
that's
to be.
like a small forward is what they're looking for here.
Something like that. Or big man, like a center, like a
Oh, Maxwell Lewis from Pepperdine's really good.
really.
Yeah, he's good. He's
I don't
good.
know much about
I've
him.
heard. Yeah, he Pepperdine.
I feel like they
obviously
need
got
a
the
big
greatest-
man. Like,
I mean, they have
could James Najee work for them?
Sabonis, Murray.
But that's not like crazy. Like,
Yeah, actually, yeah.
the-
Go Najee
like
then.
defenders.
Go Najee then.
I think that's fine. Yeah, because these guys, we don't know a crazy amount about them, but the
Memphis.
I could see like
They could use a shooter.
who's a perfect fit for that? Marcus Sasser.
Yeah, honestly.
This is coming up into his territory. Like, Buffkin's a good shooter. Is he coming back to Michigan?
No, he's not. He's going to
he's
draft.
done?
Yeah, Buffkin's really good.
Like, they got Morant. I mean, they got Desmond Vane. They do need a shooter. Like, a shooter would be good for them.
Buffkin
Dylan Brooks is gone, obviously.
could shoot probably.
Buffkin,
He could shoot for them.
he could. But I think Marcus Sasser.
Marcus Sasser, yeah. Take Marcus. He's got the experience.
He's also a great defender.
They're win now mode. The Grizzlies are.
Yeah, that couldn't have put it
Yeah.
better. Marcus Sasser, look at that.
Yeah,
The only concern is his age.
that's fine though.
We are back with the Pacers.
Whitmore.
We took Cam Whitmore. Who do they need?
Small forward, power forward, probably.
Something like that.
Center, some bigger guy.
We took Cam Whitmore, but there's not many centers available. Like, they could trade this pick, but like, are you really gonna trade a late first
Maxwell
rounder?
Lewis is a good player.
Maxwell Lewis?
He can do everything. He's an everything guy.
Oh, 17 points a
Yeah.
game. Wow. Not bad efficiency either.
He's an everything
Yeah,
guy.
like that could be good. Like two
They played
scorers.
Gonzaga earlier this year, and he went off.
Pepperdine's got a lot of players.
Yeah,
Yeah. WCC, they're talented.
yeah.
Yeah, Maxwell Lewis looks good.
Take it.
Similar player. I'd say, is he similar to Cam Whitmore?
Sort of. Yeah, I think so.
They're both like the same height, both
Yeah.
same position. Yeah. Next we got the Hornets. We took Amen Thompson.
Probably just go best player here.
I think you're best player. Ryan Rupert. I mean, I don't know much about him, but
No, he's good.
He's a French prospect.
He's really good. I've heard, but he's been on the draft board for years, for well over a year. When I looked at this a while ago.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been looking. Yeah,
All right.
I think it's fine. I think it's a fine pick right there.
Sure.
Yeah,
All right.
28th
There's so many French prospects. This guy's like the same
to
guy.
the Jazz again.
He's 6'7". Not much about it, but yeah. Next we have the Jazz. Why did the Jazz take 3 picks in the first round?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Do they go Buffkin? Like they got.
Yeah, they do go Buffkin. Buffkin's so good.
He is good. He stepped it up. I think that's a fine pick.
He was good. Michigan wasn't unbelievable this year, but he was
He stepped up.
in the back half of the year. He was big.
Definitely. The Pacers again.
Yeah, these teams.
All these teams, yeah, they love to pick players. Andre Jackson, if Andre Jackson learns how to shoot the ball,
Yeah.
he could be very, very good.
Oh, totally.
Extremely athletic. Might be the most athletic player in the
Colby
class.
Jones is a name to watch out for.
Really?
Lanky guy. He can score. He's just very good slasher. He's a big guy, a good defender.
Bilal Coulibaly.
I'd probably go Colby.
Okay. Okay, yeah. 15 points a game. As a junior, he is 21. I don't really know much about him.
He came on the
efficiency.
scene recently though.
Like looks like I mean, I haven't really watched.
Xavier was good this year.
They were. I guess he was a big reason behind that.
Yeah.
Clippers with a 30th pick. They could take a chance on a guy like
Andre Jackson.
but look at all these guys. Like you forget about these guys.
Jalen
like
Wilson.
Terrence Shannon. Like he could be good. Brandon Podashemsky. Like 20 points a game.
He's good.
Very, very good. Great scorer. Jalen Wilson. Or someone like Trey Jackson Davis. Like I don't know if he could convert to the NBA, but
I don't know. So I think you just take. I'd scroll up. I'd probably go with what's his name.
Andre Jackson, take a chance on him.
Jackson.
You know, he's got the athleticism, but he doesn't have a shot. And he
can prove on that though.
definitely.
I think-
Anyone can learn a shot, but yeah, that's a good pick. That's taking a chance on a guy like that. You know, he's a little older, but
Yeah.
only 6 points. But you saw what he did in March.
Yeah.
You just see the pure
He's
like,
everyone knows him.
and that's the end of the draft.
That's it.
Yep.
I think we did a good job.
I think we did too. So we're back, and I think the mock draft went well.
Totally. It's good to see all the faces that are going to be coming up in the draft pretty soon.
Yeah, I like this draft this year.
Same.
Very interesting. Yeah, I think the top 3 are pretty set in stone at this point.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what team. Well, it does to an extent.
But I think there's a pretty good consensus on who the better players are.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so that wraps up our episode on the NBA mock draft, our 3rd episode. You'll be able to see this on YouTube. It'll get posted there. And we have our Instagram. Make sure to follow it at 4Point Play PC. And yeah, we're going to be posting a little bit about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything to say?
No, not at all. It was well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you guys for watching.